So I think that's a good leeway into the works of John Waters. I only have 2 Criterion films of his. John Waters is director from Baltimore. You may recognize him as a little skinny man with a really skinny mustache. But this one, Female Trouble, from 1974. It's 97 minutes long. And the main character is played by Divine. Divine is a drag queen character. And this one's kind of funny. Like the character wants to get a pair of high heels for Christmas, and you can tell she's like clearly an adult woman. She's not, some 20-year-old. She's clearly in her 30s or older, but living with her parents, so it's kind of funny, and doesn't get the heels, I think, and runs away from home. And yeah, the acting is very very sarcastic, and he kind of picked that up from when he was making Pink Flamingos. And he didn't have a whole lot of money, so he wanted to get everything in one take, and so everything was kind of poorly acted, but then he adopted that. At least I think he did, with his later films. Then this one, Polyester. I've only seen it once. Can't remember it that well. But, one cool thing about this is it comes with... I haven't opened this case in a long time, since I've watched it once, but it comes with a Smell-O-Vision card, where you scratch each of these, and it gives off a smell, and it's pretty foul smelling, actually. And it comes with a poster of this as well. A big poster of that. So why don't we go west a little bit. This is a Wim Wenders film, Paris, Texas. And I think it's the saddest movie I've ever seen. Starring Harry Dean Stanton. 1984. 145 minutes. But, Harry Dean Stanton had a kid with some sex worker kind of woman, and he's it starts out he's hanging around Paris, Texas, which is very very empty little town, and he doesn't talk or anything, and he goes to lives with his brother, I think, in Los Angeles or maybe Dallas, I don't know. And he's reunited with his son, and he wants to go find his son's mother, and it's very sad, but very beautiful. Very nicely shot. In this movie, One-Eyed Jacks. This is the only movie directed by Marlon Brando. He also stars in it, along with Carl Malden. And Stanley Kubrick was actually supposed to direct it, but he abandoned the project, and so Marlon Brando took it over. And it's a Western movie. It's 2 hours and 21 minutes from 1961. They have some kind of heist. They rob somebody and run off. And they steal a couple horses, and I think one horse dies. So Marlon Brando lets Carl Malden use the other horse, and he stays back and goes to jail. He either breaks out of jail or gets out of jail and then goes and finds Carl Malden's character and finds him to be the sheriff. Sorry. And I like watching this when I'm sick, actually. One time I was sick at school and I just left and I picked up some Chinese soup on the way home and watched that movie and went to sleep. So that leads me into this little number, Midnight Cowboy, starring Dustin Hoffman and Jon Voight, directed by John Schlesinger. I mean, what can I say about this movie? It's 1969. That woman, Vera, from that Agnes Varda film, is in this. I'm sure you know about Midnight Cowboy. I mean, what can I say? Maybe it's some kind of metaphor for gay love in a time when that wasn't really accepted. But I'd like to talk about The Graduate. After that, I saw both of these movies around the same time. I think when I was like 19, seeing art house films. I think these movies were on Netflix at the time. But this movie, directed by Mike Nichols. I think maybe he just died or something because they were talking about him on Turner Classic Movies, and there was some book that they made just came out. But anyways, Dustin Hoffman wanted to be in, I think, The Producers, in a Mel Brooks movie at least, and Mel Brooks turned him down, and it's almost like a payback that Dustin Hoffman starred in this movie and became a huge star, alongside of Mel Brooks' wife, Anne Bancroft, and sort of in a relationship. And that's kind of funny, you know. Mel Brooks told him, get out of here, kid. You're just a punk kid. You're not going to be in my movie. And then he is having an affair with her on the screen. We're getting through them. Here's another movie set out west. It's a Robert Altman film called Three Women, starring my favorite female actor, or you can just call her actress, but maybe people don't like that anymore. Shelley Duvall. And Robert Altman loved using her in his movies. Even if he didn't really have a part, he would just make one for her. And there's a commentary on this movie where Altman says the idea came to him in a dream. And I think Fellini had the same thing with 8.5, at least the first scene. And I don't know, I never really liked that much. But whatever, it's your dream, You were given that dream, I guess you can make an art piece out of it, but yeah, this movie is really cool. It's vague and open for interpretation a lot of the times. 1977, this movie's from. A little over 2 hours long. Comes with a commentary by Robert Altman. Getting there. So this movie is a movie called Safe, and I think Aubrey Plaza recommended this in her Criterion closet picks, and it's about a woman who gets some kind of what's it called? What do they call it? Environmental allergies or something, and she has to leave her family and go live on this little colony in the desert where everything's supposed to be very clean. And it's supposedly a, a metaphor for AIDS. And it's made in 1995, all about 2 hours long. Oh, Julianne Moore is the actor in it, and she's great in it. And it has a commentary with her and the director, Todd Haynes. And can you get a good look at that cover art? Maybe that looks better. I like the cover art a lot on this one. Looks like this is my only Wes Anderson movie that I have the Criterion version of, the Royal Tenenbaums. And when I first started getting Criterion films, I told you I went to a movie stop, and the guy behind the counter was kind of a hipster, and I put my movies up there, and he goes, "Thank you for buying Criterion, by the way. Nobody gets them unless they're going to get Wes Anderson films." And then he's flipping through my movies, and he sees I got a copy of The Grand Budapest Hotel, and I thought that was funny. Who knows what he's doing now? Probably has a podcast or something. Yeah, the Royal Tenenbaums. I mean, I think this is a pretty well-known movie. What can I say? Gene Hackman, the Wilson brothers, Wes Anderson. Good soundtrack, too. I like the soundtrack in these movies a lot. So here is, I think, my favorite documentary. It's called Harlan County, USA. It's from the 70s, I think. It's made by Barbara Koppel. And it's about a coal mining strike in little town in Kentucky. It's really well made, and there's a lot of folk music. A lot of the people in this movie singing. And you see these people, and they live in really like hillbilly shacks. Maybe I'll find some footage and put it in here. But if like you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you know the little hillbilly village in Roanoke Ridge. That's what it's like, and I mean it's 100 years after that was made, after that time period, and that's how they were living, and their teeth are really bad. But anyways, the the coal mining companies were just really bad to them, and this movie was about them trying to get a better deal in their life. And I like the music a lot in this. Singer-songwriter Hazel Dickens. I'd like to get some of her records. Looks like these are the last few American films. Scorsese's short films. The only one I've seen of this is Italian American, where he's with his parents, just talking about being Italian, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of his other short films, so I can't really talk that much about them, but they're old. They're from the 60s and 70s, I guess, from when he was at NYU. This movie's called The Friends of Eddie Coyle, and this is a really cool crime film about bank robbers and a gun runner played by Robert Mitchum. And 1973, 102 minutes. A Peter Yates film. And you know who else is in this movie is Peter Boyle, and I like him a lot. But it's set in Boston, shot on location. And that's something I wish we had a lot more of, was movies shot on location in different American cities, not just New York from back in those days. You know, I wish I could have seen Detroit and Baltimore, Philadelphia, New Orleans, and whatnot. But this one's in Boston, and really good movie. What can I say? I would like to get through all these. Anyways. A Lars von Trier film, Antichrist, starring Willem Dafoe and Charlotte Gainsbourg. Two of my favorite actors in this era, at least. 2009, 109 minutes. This is the DVD. It's not the Blu-ray, but been a long time since I've watched this movie, to be honest. I don't remember it very well. Okay. So it looks like this is the last of the Americans. And the last Eclipse series as well. Come on. Come on. Is it there? Yes. Robert Downey Sr. It's called Up All Night with Robert Downey Sr. And this has some really cool stuff. It's got 4 short films. Those are the titles of those. Don't remember these that much. Then the last short film was called 2 Tons of Turquoise to Tao Tonight. Don't remember that one as much either, but the feature on this is a movie called Putney Swope. And Putney Swope is about a Madison Avenue advertising agency where the owner dies and he leaves the company to a black man named Putney Swope, which, great, really great name for a character. I mean, that's something I look for in movies and books, is the name for a character, and I think Putney Swope is just amazing. But anyway, so the company becomes very black influenced. I mean, it's in the 70s, and it has little vignettes of commercials that they make, and a lot of them are funny. And just a cool movie. And Robert Downey Sr. would get some really interesting looking actors to play in his movies. I don't know a lot about his later stuff, but this one, I think this is my favorite Eclipse collection. But I like the colors too, pink and purple. Okay. Look at this, folks. I'm surrounded by art house films. Aren't I happy? Aren't I a lucky boy? So that's it for the American films. Last in this series is the English films. So